This is how it works. It feels a little worse than when we drove our hearse right through that screaming crowd, while laughing up a storm until we were just bone, until it got so warm that none of us could sleep, and all the styrofoam began to melt away, and we tried to find some words to aid in the decay, but none of them were home inside their catacomb. A million ancient bees began to sting our knees while we were on our knees, praying that disease would leave the ones we love and never come again. And on the radio we heard November rain, and that solo's really long. It is a pretty song. We listened to it twice, 'cause the DJ was asleep. He was asleep. No, this is how it works. You're young until you're not, and you love until you don't, and you try until you can't. You laugh until you cry, and you cry until you laugh, and everyone must breathe until their dying breath. No, this is how it works. You peer inside yourself, and you take the things you like and try to love the things you took. Then you take that love you made and you stick it into someone else's heart, pumping someone else's blood. Then walking arm in arm, you hope that don't get harmed, and even if it does, you would just do it all again. And on the radio we hear November rain, and that solo is awfully long, but it is a good refrain. We listen to it twice, 'cause the DJ is asleep. He is asleep. On the radio the DJ is asleep. He is asleep. Be that as it may, be that as it may not be, Jesus was a union electrician by the Sea of Galilee. He lit up the first moving picture just to brighten up the show. Now will you be there in the last video? Be that as it may, be that as it might, Jesus shot an 8mm, he preferred the black and white. He said, do not play up to the lens, boys and girls, just give me what you know, and I will see you in the last video. be there in the last video? Tough guys, I need wise guys for the scene down by the docks. I need card counters and strip club bouncers, brunettes and Goldilocks. I need world leaders, bird feeders. I need undertakers and such. And some LA whores will be thanking you, Lord. Your son will look, but he will not touch. And go fix your hair and makeup, children, so your inner self will glow, and I will see you in the last video. Will you be there in the last video? Will your name be on the roll call at the end, my friend? Will the angels and the gamblers and the prisoners and the chiselers and the hustlers, the midnight rustlers, subterraneans, the new Ukrainians, and the jokers, ego strokers, the ball players, the soothsayers, the lone rangers, the total strangers, and the sons of Herren. Will you be there in the last video? Be that as it may, be that as it may not be. Some of us get in the way. Oh, just look at you and me and screw all the perfect people. Jesus said that long ago. And will you be there in the last video? Will you be there in the last video? Will your name be on the roll call at the end, my friend? Where the angels and the gamblers and the prisoners come and go. Will you be there in the last video? I'll only be me once, so I better find out who I am. And I will only see me once, so I better know just where I stand. And the lights all went down in Nortalia prison, and Matthew kneels to say his prayers. But there will be no praying for Lucinda's David, as David is no longer here. They put him to sleep some 6 weeks ago for taking the life of a young policeman. And he did a lot of good in his next 32 years. And Lucinda prayed that would count for something. I'll only be me once, so I better find out who I am. And I will only see me once, so I better know just where I stand. I have shared the stage with bandits and heroes and some saintly poetic pornographers. I have stood shoulder to shoulder with abusers and murderers, some pushers and burglars, and con men and gamblers. Ah, those fools such as I. And I'll only be me once, so I better find out who I am. And I will only see me once, so I better know just where I stand. And did you walk on by when she cried out for protection, or did you speak up? And were you ridiculed? Did you stand shoulder to shoulder with some innocence on the border, like teenager Susie Diaz, who was knocked down, she was booth smashed by some bastard in El Paso, with his spit shine in his ego and his shiny badge of gold. And I'll only be once, so I better find out who I am. And I will only see me once, so I better know just where I stand. And I'll only be me once, so I better find out just who I am. And I will only see me once, so I better know just where I stand. You have been tired, you need to go to sleep. You have been wired, I pray your soul to keep. He said, here I am, here I am. You have been lost, no direction known. There is a cost, you need to find a home. He said, here I am, here I am. You had a friend, then you had none. Friends come and go, like the setting sun in the morning rain. Can you tell take a stand. He said, here I am. Here I am. Said, turn to the right. Go it on your own. Just for a time. Let the truth be known. You've changed your path. You have changed your way. These little prayers sometimes is all we got. Little stairs help us reach the top. He said, here I am. Here I am.